Welcome back to the Jack Colton Show. Tonight's guest brings a story I honestly struggled to believe, and I've heard a lot. It's chilling, it's raw, and it'll make you question what really lurks in the world's most isolated places. Michael Stenner, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Jack. I haven't talked about this in years. Not publicly, anyway.
Let's go straight in. You were part of a team sent to service a remote oil rig up in Alaska, right?
Yeah, December 2018. Coldwater Bay. Most people haven't heard of it. It's one of those seasonal bases, 4 prefab units, a generator shack, and a landing pad, all surrounded by forest and nothingness. No roads, no towns for miles, just snow, trees, and the freezing wind.
How many of you were there?
6. 3 engineers, 2 logistics guys, and me, technician. We flew in on a Bill 412 helicopter. The pilot dropped us off with 2 months of supplies and said, "See you in February." That was normal. What wasn't normal was what came after the sun disappeared.
You mean polar night?
Exactly. It starts creeping in late December. By Christmas, it's pitch black 24/7. We were ready for that. Floodlights, heat, routines. But nothing prepares you for the silence. The cold seeps into your bones. Time blurs. And then people start disappearing.
Let's pause there. People start disappearing.
Yeah, first it was Kevin, January 3rd. He was supposed to do a perimeter check, just 15 minutes. He never came back.
What did you do when Kevin didn't return?
At first, we thought he slipped on ice, maybe sprained something and couldn't radio back, so we grabbed lights, bundled up, and searched for 2 hours. Nothing. No trail, no blood, not even footprints. Just his headlamp, smashed, lying by the fuel shed. That's when it got real quiet in camp. Like the kind of silence you can feel in your chest.
What was the mood among the rest of the crew?
Tense and paranoid. The next day, we argued about calling in an emergency evac, but there was a blizzard rolling in. No chopper could get to us for at least 4 days. So we locked up the exterior doors, doubled night shifts, and waited.
Did anything happen during the storm?
Second night in, I woke up to tapping. Not like wind, Jack. Tapping. Rhythmic. On the window of my prefab. Now, these units, they're elevated on metal supports. Windows are up 6 feet off the ground. Whatever was tapping was tall. I sat up in bed, frozen. Then I heard this scratching. Long, slow, like nails across glass. I didn't move. I just stared at the window. And for a moment, I swear, I saw a silhouette. Pale, thin, like a person but wrong. Arms too long, head tilted, and no breath in the cold.
Jeez.
When I finally worked up the guts to turn on my flashlight, nothing was there. But the scratches stayed on the glass. Long lines, perfectly spaced. Everyone else claimed they heard nothing. I thought maybe I was cracking, sleep deprivation or something.
But it wasn't just your imagination, was it?
No. 2 days later, Carla vanished. It was during her smoke break. Literally stepped out back with a flashlight. We were watching her from the camera feed, then static. And when we ran out, flashlight on the ground, warm cigarettes still burning in the snow, and blood. A little. Just a few drops leading into the woods. Did you go after her? I wanted to. But Marcus, our lead engineer, stopped me. He said, "We leave this base, we're next." He started boarding up the windows, locking down everything. That night, we heard them. Voices whispering outside. Voices that sounded like Carla's. And Kevin's.
You're telling me the missing people called to you?
That's what it sounded like. Like they were alive, pleading.
But when you opened the door?
Nothing but wind and snow. And tracks. Inhuman tracks.
Did you ever get a good look at whatever it was?
Yeah, eventually. It was the 4th night. Power went out.
Someone or something had severed the cables leading to the generator shed. We had backup batteries, but it was just enough for emergency lights. I volunteered to fix it. Stupid move in hindsight. I geared up, grabbed my flare gun, and stepped into the storm.
You went alone?
I didn't want anyone else getting hurt. I figured if it was just a blown fuse or sabotage, I could fix it quick. The wind was brutal. Could barely see 10 feet ahead. When I reached the shed, the door was hanging open. Torn from the hinges. Not unscrewed, torn, Jack. Inside, there was a mess. Blood on the floor, claw marks on the metal walls, but no body. Then I heard breathing. Shallow, raspy, just outside the shed.
What did you do?
I fired the flare straight up. The light lit up the storm for a few seconds, and there it was, crouched by the snowbank. Pale, nearly translucent skin, long limbs. Its face, no nose, black eyes, mouth full of sharp teeth, and blood. Carla's scarf clenched in its hand. It looked like me, like a predator, sizing up the last bit of prey in the trap.
How did you make it back?
I slammed the shed door and blocked it with a toolbox. Then I ran. I don't even remember how I got back, just adrenaline. When I made it inside, the others saw it too. For a split second, it stood at the edge of the clearing, staring right at our windows. Then it vanished into the trees.
You're describing something not human. Do you think it was alone?
No. That's what kept me up the rest of the week, because the next night, we saw more. 3, then 5. They circled the station, never attacked, just watched, like they were waiting, studying.
So, what happened next? Did they ever try to come inside?
Yeah. On the 7th night, we had barricaded every window, every door, even the chimney, but they knew. They were patient, calculating. That night, they tested us, tapping on the walls, scratching the wood, and then they stopped. Silence. Not a single noise, and that's what made it worse.
Worse than them clawing at your windows?
Exactly. Because when predators go quiet, it means they're changing tactics. And they did. I was on watch at the back door when I heard it. A voice. A woman. Crying for help. Saying her leg was broken. Begging to be let in. But Jack, we didn't have any women on our team.
Jesus.
It was mimicry. One of them trying to lure us out. Another voice joined in. This one sounded like David, one of the engineers. He'd been taken the first night. They were using his voice. Same tone, same inflection. I nearly opened the door. Nearly. But I stopped myself, and we waited.
How did you all survive the rest of the month?
We rationed supplies, stayed quiet, and kept the generator off. No light, no sound. They didn't need warmth. We did. Frostbite set in. One of the guys, Tyler, he lost 3 fingers. Another, Chen, went catatonic from fear. By the end of the 3rd week, we were ghosts of ourselves.
Did they ever make a full attack?
On the 28th night, it was a full moon, and the snow had settled. They came out of the woods, dozens of them, moved like shadows, silent, fast. They surrounded the station. And then the howling started.
Howling?
Yeah, not like wolves. It was something else, almost musical, like a chant, but primal, guttural. It vibrated through your chest, made your bones ache. I think it was some kind of signal, because right after that, all hell broke loose.
They attacked?
Yeah, all at once. The south wall gave in first. We had stacked crates and metal filing cabinets behind it, but they tore through like it was cardboard. One of them, tall, pale, black eyes like an oil slick, came in first. No growl, no roar, just hunger. I shot him twice with the shotgun. He didn't even flinch.
So how did you stop them?
I didn't. Alex, our medic, swung an axe into the side of its neck. Took 4 hits before the head came off. And that was the only thing that worked. Decapitation. No wooden stakes, no garlic, no holy water. You had to destroy the brain or sever the head.
Like zombies almost.
Exactly.
but faster, smarter. We lost 3 people that night. The rest of us made it to the back of generator room, a reinforced steel bunker used for emergency storms. We locked ourselves in. No food, no water, just the sound of them pacing outside for 2 days straight.
And then, what changed?
The sun came back. 31 days later, a search chopper finally made it out. We saw the light before we heard the blades. By then, there were only 4 of us left.
Jesus. 4 survivors from an entire town.
Yeah, out of over 70 people. The rest were either torn apart, drained, or taken. I don't even know what that means exactly, but I heard one of them say it. Take the warm one. Some weren't killed. They were just gone.
Do you think they turned them?
Maybe. That's the worst part, not knowing. What if they're still out there, not dead, not alive, changed? There were moments in the bunker late at night where I thought I heard whispers from the vents, like someone begging for help. But when I'd go check, there'd be nothing.
What did the government say afterward?
They called it a chemical accident. Whole area sealed off, hazmat teams, FEMA, the works. But they didn't ask a lot of questions. They didn't want to know. I handed them photos, recordings, hell, even a severed fang to one of those things. A week later, my laptop was wiped, and I started getting visits from men in suits.
Cover up? You tell me. All I know is the official story was a natural gas explosion. Barrow's been a ghost town ever since. And those things, they're still out there, I'm sure of it. Waiting for another long, dark winter.
And after all that, how do you even begin to live a normal life again?
You don't. I moved to Arizona. Sunniest place I could find. I don't sleep through the night anymore. I keep blackout curtains, but they're always open. I need to see the sunrise, to know it's coming. I work from home. No late night shifts, no bars. I don't trust strangers anymore. Even now, every winter around December, I feel it, that cold, creeping feeling, the memory of that endless night.
Do you think anyone else truly believes you?
A few. I found online forums, other people with similar stories, small towns, isolated places. They don't make the news, just vanish quietly. Some of them describe the same features, pale skin, black eyes, sharp teeth. They call them strigoi, or shadow drinkers, ancient names. These things didn't just show up, they've been here, hiding in plain sight.
Do you think they'll come again?
Not if, when. They're patient, they wait for opportunity, for chaos, for storms, for blackouts. What happened in Barrow, that was practice.
Michael, after everything you've lived through, what keeps you going?
Hope. As strange as it sounds, surviving something like that makes you realize just how much life matters. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds in the morning, a real cup of coffee, and people. People who still care, who still fight to protect each other. I didn't survive just to hide and fear. I survived to make sure the story gets told.
And that's why you're here tonight.
Exactly. Maybe someone listens to this and it triggers a memory. Maybe someone else in a small town notices something strange. Maybe, just maybe, they're a little more prepared than we were. Because next time they won't just come for Barrow. They'll come for all of us.
Michael, thank you for sharing your story. I can't imagine the courage it takes to speak about this.
Thank you, Jack. I just hope it helps someone, anyone.
And to everyone listening, if you live somewhere remote, where the nights stretch a little too long, where the power flickers just a little too often, keep your eyes open. Stay safe. And remember, some things live in the dark, and not all of them want to stay hidden.